please delete this stuff. This is my reputation, bro. I apologize for saying what I said to you. Please, man.
You said it was cap, though. What was cap, Demetrius?
Selena, I said that to get the post deleted, Selena.
There's only one path for someone who is both disloyal and unproductive, and that path leads straight to poverty. Lil Meech is now learning this the hard way. Even 50 Cent, who once stood firmly behind him, seems to have reached his limit. Every time we cover Lil Meech, it looks like he's hit rock bottom, but somehow his situation keeps declining. That's exactly why these updates keep coming. Just when it seems he can't fall any lower, he finds a new low. At this stage, it's fair to say Lil Meech has truly hit rock bottom compared to where he was just a year ago. The first major indicator of his downfall is his involvement with Selena Powell. Whether they actually got married or simply portrayed it that way, the connection was clear. Anyone with experience in the streets understands that aligning yourself with someone unstable, especially for public image, is often the beginning of both financial and personal collapse. That initial mistake usually triggers larger problems down the line. Lil Meech tried to take that gamble with Selena Powell, and it didn't go smoothly. Selena Powell made no effort to keep the relationship private. In fact, she wanted the world to know they were together. She posted photos with him and even shared their whereabouts online, sending a clear message that they were a couple. And that's where things began to unravel for Lil Meech. Once he realized that he had publicly committed to someone the industry widely views as untrustworthy, he started to feel ashamed. He quickly tried to distance himself by publicly denying the relationship, which only made things worse. For example, the Shade Room posted clips of Lil Meech with Selena Powell, and instead of staying quiet, he commented cap with laughing emojis, essentially accusing her of making it up, which was both dismissive and humiliating for her. But Selena Powell didn't back down. Since she knew the truth, she responded online, defending herself and making it clear she wasn't going to be ignored or made to look foolish. She says, "Would you believe this crackhead known snitch I'm Cap? Out of all the men, you think I lie on you, Demetrius? I lied to my friends about not being with you because they know you a bump." She's widely known for being difficult to deal with and not entirely trustworthy. However, in this particular case, it's evident that she's telling the truth. She backed up her claims with solid proof, including direct messages and statements from Lil Meech himself. It was already obvious that Lil Meech was in a tough spot. Getting involved with someone like Selena Powell, who carries a controversial reputation in the industry, only highlighted how far he had fallen. Very few men would make that decision willingly, which shows the depth of the struggles he was facing at the time. But Selena Powell didn't stop with just one statement. She kept adding more comments to support her side, showing that she was determined and confident in standing her ground. So she writes, "Mind you, he living in Floyd Mayweather apartment for free with his daddy because they can't afford rent. You think I'd be proud to admit that? I cared for you like you were my son. You couldn't even afford meals. I connected you with my weed plug because you can't afford to get high. He's 10 pills deep today. He probably forgot he was with me. And that's why he said cap, because ain't no way. You can't distort the truth about this woman. You've been relying on her, using her food, her electricity, even adopting parts of her daily routine. Yet you turn around and publicly act like there's no connection. Lil Meech, how did you think this was the right way to handle the situation? You said 50 Cent was bullying you while you were in rehab, all while measuring your lean. You wake up and immediately pop pills. Please, Demetrius, I know the real you. Like, do I seriously got to do this right now after I've been chilling? That sounds like the real you, Demetrius. It's telling that no one ever refers to you by your first name. And yet, this is someone you were in a relationship with. Look at my son. I might just have to F his daddy now. Now she's even revealing the clothes. Here's the situation. It seems he wasn't in a position to buy new outfits, so she stepped in and provided them. It doesn't look like it was part of any sponsorship or brand deal, as there was no sign he was obligated to promote anything. But she told him, "Hey, listen, here's a website. My friend owns this. Pick whatever you want from." And he came back and he picked some clothes. He was enjoying a good thing. Now again, I got you clothes and oh, I laughed my ass up. But I'm Cap, you had a stable setup, Demetrius. Things were working in your favor. All she wanted was a little acknowledgement. She didn't ask you to post about her or make a public statement. She simply wanted people to know. She was with Lil Meech. You could have remained silent and continued. enjoying the benefits of that arrangement. But when it comes to poor, personal, and financial decisions, what many refer to as hood bankruptcy, this fits the pattern perfectly. It's likely that Lil Meech is involved with multiple women in similar situations, none of whom know about the others. In this case, Selena may have made their relationship public by sharing posts. She also issued a warning saying, "Take this as a lesson. Never play with me because I'll have proof." That's when things really escalated. While Selena Powell does have a reputation for being dishonest, which leads many to doubt her credibility, it also means she knows she has to bring evidence with every claim. This time, she released an audio recording of a phone call where Lil Meech admitted he was worried about his image and asked her to stop creating problems. Even while confirming parts of what she said, he tried to minimize her statements or imply she was making things up, likely in an effort to protect how he appears in public.
You, please, delete this stuff. This is my reputation, bro. I apologize for saying what I said to you. Please, man.
You said it was cap though. What was cap, Demetrius?
Selena, I said that to get the post deleted, Selena.
Okay. Right. But now you want to make me look like a liar in front of the internet. It's crazy, Demetrius.
That's not how I tried to make you seem. I apologize for that.
Here's what doesn't add up. If you don't have a safety net or contingency plan in place, why would you sabotage the very person supporting you? And in this case, it's not really about Selena Powell, it's about 50 Cent. Lil Meech has already lost several key assets, including his Ferrari and his iconic BMF chain. A quick look at his Instagram shows that the large, eye-catching chain he once wore regularly hasn't been seen since February. It's fair to assume it may have ended up in a pawn shop, a clear sign of financial instability. It's likely that Lil Meech overestimated his own position, assuming that being Big Meech's son would keep him protected, and that he didn't need 50 Cent's backing. But the path he chose ended up doing more harm than good to his public image. He openly disrespected 50 Cent, mocking posts, leaving dismissive remarks, and using emojis in ways that came off as antagonistic. Now, it would have made sense if Lil Meech had explained that any friction was due to his father's history with 50 Cent, perhaps referencing his decision to take a photo with Rick Ross, a known rival of 50 Cent, and that he was simply standing by his father. That kind of reasoning would have been understandable and even respectable. Instead, what happened was contradictory. He insulted 50 Cent publicly through comments and posts, while at the same time sending private messages trying to smooth things over. This mix of public disrespect and private outreach not only confused people watching from the outside, but also deeply damaged his relationship with 50 Cent. Cent stated, "I've done more for Mimi than anyone else in his life, Boozy." That's why he reacted the way he did. If he ever got locked up, I was always the first person he called to bail him out. Observing Lil Meech laughing at his father's post, 50 Cent reflected, "Is he a snake too? He fits right in with him."
First time I met 50, it was just genuine. And I sat by him and we actually got to watch people audition for a couple hours. And the next day he called me, 8 o'clock in the morning, woke me up. I'm like, damn, 50 calling me. So I answered the phone, he like, "Hey, what you think about going to acting classes? I want you to play your dad." And at first, it sounded crazy, but of course, I'm gonna do it. I'm not doing nothing, so of course I wanted to do it, I just didn't know if I could do it.
The draft from Randy because it was important to show the origin story, to see the innocence and how they chose to get involved and then it grew. Well,
meanwhile, Lil Meech was living a lifestyle that exceeded his actual financial situation, driving a Ferrari, wearing a chain that may not have been fully paid off, and taking on other high-cost commitments, all while depending on the idea that 50 Cent would keep supporting him financially. When your stability relies on someone else, showing public disrespect toward that person is a serious error in judgment. As a result, 50 Cent decided to shut down the BMF series, cutting off what had been a steady source of income for Lil Meech. On top of that, Lil Meech doesn't have much professional acting experience, making it difficult for him to land future roles in the industry. Which brings us to the key question. With everything falling apart, what's next for Lil Meech?